Hey, what's going on, everybody? I do not have my Cubs hat on, and it might be a surprise to some of you that I actually have hair because you never see me without a Cubs hat on, but I'm actually washing it, and it definitely needed it. So that's why I don't have a Cubs hat on, but that's not the important part. That's not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is catching white bass and wipers because I love them, and I love them because they're mean. The meaner the fish, the more I love them. So let's dive into some wiper action, but before that, I'm going to go over the stuff I use to catch them. I'm Spencer. This is River Certified. So when I'm chasing wipers, I'm a big fan of soft plastics, jig and soft plastics, because you can throw a jig, you can fish all levels of the water column, you can fish them slow, you can fish them fast, and you can put a variety of different soft plastic lures on a jig head. They're fairly snag resistant, and you're going to snag no matter what you're using, but they're pretty cost effective. I buy them in bulk. And I mean 50 unpainted jig heads. 1/8 ounce jig heads is 12 to 15 bucks, so I can handle losing a couple of those. So on any given wiper trip, I always have three sizes of jigs. I got 8ths, quarters, halves, and that covers pretty much 99% of the fishing conditions you're going to face, especially in moving water. So let's check it out. I like the jig heads with sickle hooks. These are 8ths. These are quarters. And these are my halves. And they all have 3/0 hooks on them. And that's because, you know, I'm throwing lots of times big beefy lures, but 3/0 transfer anywhere from small shad bodies up to bigger swim baits. And the most important thing with wipers isn't necessarily the color. The wipers, it really doesn't matter what color you use as long as it's white, or maybe chartreuse. So that's really the extent of all the colors I use. I have purples, a few purples in case the water's super muddy. I'll check those out. But white and chartreuse is good 95% of the time. So that's what I got. So like I said, size is the most important thing because they key in on the size of the bait they're chasing. If they're keying on really dinky, tiny shad, the Long Pine Creek tackle, they make a ton of different lures, and I'm a really big fan of their smaller jig heads because they have a rubber skirt and they're really durable. I don't have any white ones on hand at the moment, but chartreuse and yellow. Shad are white, but they have a hint of chartreuse to them, and these colors really can pull the fish into. So chartreuse and white, top-notch colors. This is the one I happen to have on hand. It's got a little glitter in it. Really gets the job done when they're keying in on those smaller shad. When you get later in the year and the shad are growing up a little bit and those wipers and whites are hitting bigger shad, I bump up to a shad body. This particular one is a 3-incher, and that goes really well on an 1/8 ounce jig head right here. That jig sticks way up, fish don't care, and when you hit them with the hook set, you really hit them. A gap, a lot of exposure, a lot of well hooked fish on that thing right there. When the shad are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, we have flukes. These guys, I don't know, something about the way their tail wiggles when they dart through the water. This is, to me, the ultimate wiper lure, the wiper staple. And pair these with a 1/4 or 1/8 ounce jig head, you catch a lot of fish. I just got back from a trip down in Kansas. The wipers were going bonkers over these things. I mean, you could make the case that you could throw anything in there and get hit, but I think this was the lure that caught the most fish right here. Flukes. I mean, anybody who's been fishing for wipers very long, you figure it out. This is the way to go. And pretty much for wiper fishing, if there's any clarity to the water, I'm throwing these, and this is the super fluke. So this is the medium size, but I'll throw the size smaller, which is a 3-incher, or go up a size bigger. A variety of different companies make them, but 3, 4, 5 inchers catch wipers pretty much anywhere they swim. 95% of my wiper fishing, that's it. I do a little bit of live bait stuff, really enjoy catching them on live bait. Big fish tend to key in on that, but when you got fish running hard and concentrated in spillway situations, like in this video, these lures, you can't really go wrong. Do a little experiment and give them a try. Let's check out some wiper action. Come on.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, makes it a lot more fun. He'll do.
It's kind of slow here this morning.
It's because I'm here. That's how it works.
You launch him over.
I got 14 now. I learned my lesson. Easy. Jeez. In fuego. Way to go. Jeez, man. About knocked you off your rock.
You hit that right into the water.
It's probably 12-pound wiper. I wouldn't feel bad. This one's got a little mustard to him. Oh, I got two.
Every time I get two, they all rip.
That's funny. I'll just catch them two at a time. That don't happen enough, huh? He's trying to stay out there. It's kind of a little beefcake one. Yeah, he did what you were talking, just took it and ran with it. Little guy. What's that? Do they eat each other?
You got no more bait. They might get a cat too.
I know catfish like them.
They catch a nice catfish here too.
Attaboy. He wasn't the one I missed. Not even close. He lulled me to sleep. Just felt a little bump. He'll work. He ain't very big. Well, he might be okay. So my Cubs hat's still drying. It's not even close to being dry. It'll probably be a couple hours at least before it's dry. It's air drying on top of my big shark fishing reel that I have. Convenient that it just happened. My hat just happens to perfectly fit over the top of it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something that's going to help you catch some more white bass and wipers. Anyway, Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you catch a giant.